Hello again, and good morning. Today is Thursday, and I thought we would take a look at how everything's going. I'm trying to keep my shadow out of the way, but it's kind of hard, so I haven't checked in a couple of weeks on the garden. I've been trimming off a lot of the spent blooms. Looks like that little plant right there is kind of getting a little bit fried. These two are really growing. They're putting on a lot of new growth. The pots are all looking good. This is the one I potted up a few weeks ago. And, I missed some dead blooms right in here. But otherwise it looks really good. Let me get on this side. Yeah, so it's really growing. That Portulacaria looks awesome. These are the cuttings that I got. They are all well rooted. I've actually sent a few to a friend of mine back in North Carolina, somewhere back there. And this pot is looking amazing, as always. I'm getting more blooms, some old blooms on here, and you can see it's got some new buds. This one's putting up some buds. That one sent another flush of flowers. They're done. This one's getting a new one. These little guys down here are all trying to send up some more flowers. This one's gonna have, it looks like about 4. I just potted these guys up the other day, so they're doing good. This one's sending up more flowers. They've been opening in the last few days. I just tidied this pot up, and I moved the 2 little middle cactuses because they were actually sideways, and I fixed them, straightened them out, and I actually threw a little tiny echeveria in there. I think that's a blue elf. It was struggling in a pot I didn't even know it was in. Back here, everything's looking good. The bloom on this, what is this? I think that's a Gasteria. But look at the bloom on that thing. It's almost ready to be cut off. Down here, everything's looking good. My little desert rose is really happy here. I moved it farther out into the sun. And all my little millie-eyes are coming back. The ones I thought were dead are actually growing back in. So they're doing good. This is a little variegated one. Everything out here looks good. We still have that bloom on the Dickia, and it's got one more little side shoot. So I was gonna give those flowers another couple days before I cut that off. This Mammillaria is gonna get some new flowers on the top there. Blue Glow looks nice. Real pretty. Looks like it might have a little bit of sunburn on there, so I might throw some sunscreen on, or some shade cloth on some of the plants today. It's supposed to hit about 100, so it's going to be really hot later. It's still early. It's probably about 70 maybe now. Everything out here is looking good. Everything on the shelf is looking good. I did notice that my Euphorbia, this little Lactea, and it was Ghost, it's got some new growth on the top there. So I did bring that one in over the winter because it was getting some frost damage. These 2 shorties here are really growing like crazy, and check out the size of the spines. Look at that. Those are awesome. This one's doing good. My totem cactus is doing really well. This guy's got a bloom. It's all fuzzy. Can't wait till that one opens up. This is a cutting I bought at Poots last year, and it's doing really good. Everything there is looking good. Down here, this millie-eye was pretty much looked dead over the winter. It lost all its leaves, and I still need to trim a few dead pieces off, but it's all leafed out. And when I got in really close yesterday, I could see that it's gonna start getting some flowers on it. And my Aluaudia procera, which I thought was probably dead, I actually cut the top of this piece off. It's hardened off over, but it's still nice and green inside. I don't know why it hasn't leafed out, but it's not dead. It's still alive, so that's good. This is that pot I did a while back, a couple weeks ago. You can see these kiwis are getting fried, so I'll throw some shade screen over this one. And hanging down the back is the string of pearls. It's not looking happy. It gets pretty hot in this corner. Fountain's looking good. I still haven't redone it. I'll put some shade screen over that. Here are all my little collectible echeverias, and I don't know why I do this at this time. I should do it in the evening when the sun's in the back, so I'm not always in the way. But this euphorbia's got little leaves coming out. These were all cuttings I stuck in there. Doing good. There was something, oh, I was gonna show, these are my Echeveria Rainbow. Look how pretty the color is on those right now. Amazing, I love it. My foot is stuck. I can't move. I'm trying to get my foot untangled. The cats are in the way. This is the Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever cactus that was given to me. And it's doing pretty good. I watered it good yesterday, but I got a couple little plants in there along with the cat. My Japanese maple's looking good. It's got a lot more green on it. The label said it would hold its red color even in the shade, but I do see it's a lot more green than it was when we got it. So hopefully it won't lose all its red. But if it does, that'll be okay as long as it's healthy. These pots are all looking good. I do love my Pringly eyes. And here I got this big one over here. I got this one like a month ago, I think. My euphorbia looks good. Hopefully that'll branch out. And I will take that in over the winter because I killed mine last year. I had a really cool one. I bought this little totem cactus. It looks good. And I did move these two small, get out of the way. Bromeliads. They are supposed to be red. They're called Strawberry Flame. And I'm hoping since I moved them, they'll get in the shade in just a little while. And I do see, they're still alive. And there's a little new growth on that one down below. So they're doing good. Hey, don't do it. This stuff is all doing good. Happy. Whoa, I'm backing into a plant. So my bowls here are looking amazing. The Echeveria Saharas are blooming like crazy. These ones were actually quite a bit bigger, but they lost a lot of leaves over the winter, so they look small, but they actually are mature plants. And this one's got a couple of pups in here. Got another one down under there. So these are doing good. This pot looks good. I could probably trim that bloom off of that one. I just haven't done it yet. My coin plant is just not doing anything. It looks good, but no new growth. And I'm being dive bombed by swallows. See if you can see this. There's their nest right there. And they're trying to attack me. They don't like me, but this is my front porch, so they're gonna have to deal with it. Cat's playing with a leaf. She's gonna be knocking my plants over in there. I tried killing this again. I forgot to water it for 2 days, and that's what it looked like. So I soaked it last night. It does have a lot of, good green growth on it and some new blooms, so we'll see how it does. This is gonna bloom. I'm pretty excited. This is a big Gymnocalycium. These guys are all doing good. And this Pachypodium I got actually has a bloom on it, so that's pretty cool. I didn't think they'd bloom until they were big, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know much about this one. Maybe it's a small one. I need to research it, but it is blooming, so that's cool. These little guys are all doing good in here. That one, I forgot to water too, but it makes a better comeback than my poor little fuchsia. And it looks good, and it's about to get some new flowers on it. I can see coming in here, there's a, get out of the way. There's a little bloom there, so this will come back. These little guys are all looking good. My Euphorbia obesa, I probably should move that back in the shade a little bit more. I got some little Sempervivum cuttings. These guys are doing good. Another Euphorbia there, another Euphorbia down there. Everybody's happy. So I'm thinking about combining all of these into one big pot. All these little ones are all the same, and they all came off of the same mother plant, which they were all stuffed in there together. And they bloom really pretty yellow, so I'll see what I'm going to do with those. My little Yucca rostrata, just a tiny baby. Kind of got it tucked in there. My flowers are all looking good. And over here, everything looks happy. Check out the blooms on this Sahara. Wow. I love that. Those are amazing. My topsy-turvy planter, yeah, it's looking pretty rough. I need to start hanging a shade screen over that because the sun's going to get pretty strong. I did tuck a cutting, that little, it's an opuntia, however you want to say that. It's called Snow Fuzzy. I just potted it back up into this bigger pot. It was in a smaller pot. It is well rooted now, so that should take off for me. And I do see on the very tip, it's hard to see on camera, but there is a new growth. So I think it's getting a new paddle, so that's good. But yeah, this is, I should just pull this apart and redo it, maybe with some plants that do better in the hot sun. I don't know. These are, whoops, I gotta fix my little ribbon here. Is kind of, the cats keep playing over here. God, is this a Pilosocereus? I don't think it's a Trichocereus, but it's really growing. Look at the new growth on it. 2 new arms are coming out. And I moved my little hedgehog cactus over here. I gotta move it. It's not gonna get enough sun there because this thing shades it too much. But they won't bloom if they don't get more sun. All my little stacking crassulas looking good. And this cutting that I got in New Mexico is about to bloom, so that's exciting. I'm sure it's probably rooted by now. They root really easy. And then I've got this Agave Americana. It's a variegated. I haven't put it in a bigger pot, but that'll get massive, so I'll have to eventually put it out in the, I don't know, maybe over in there somewhere when I start working on that side. All these little guys are doing good on their shelf. And then I had a bunch of Agave filifera pups that I took off the mother plant, and they're all doing really good. So I got an aloe distans in here that sent up a bloom, so that's cool. Zoom in on that. There we go. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And my silver fox is doing great. This is another little cutting I got from Planet Desert, and it's got a couple of flowers coming in, and it looks like maybe a new paddle starting. This, I really need to redo this pot. The plants are all healthy, but you know, they're looking rough, and it needs to just be redone, and it will look better. These guys, I need to put those aeoniums in the ground. I think I might plant them right there because cold air comes out of that vent right there, and it'll keep them cooler, so maybe they won't fry, because the aeoniums, they go dormant in the summer. This is a Kalanchoe, I think this is a Lucier, but it almost died in the winter, and it is really looking good. It's got, I mean, it doesn't look good, but it's got a ton of growth, so it's growing, it's happy. I still haven't added anything to this pot with the sedum, but that sedum's doing really good. Oh, and I see a piece has fallen down here. Yeah, that rooted. It's rooted right there. I think I'll just leave it. It must have broken off. It'll take off. My Kishokan looks great. It's got lots of little pups around it, and that's what I want. I want it to just fill in that area with lots of pups. Here's another one of these. I think it's a Pilosocereus. Pilosocereus. This one's supposed to be blue. The guy that sold it to me said they were blue, but this shows no signs of blue. Did get a lot of frost damage in the winter, but it's healthy, and it's got 2 new arms. This is a Petalanthus macrocarpus. It's the medium-sized one. It's not the Bracteatus or the little tiny one, I forget what it's called, but it hasn't done anything. So, but I mean, it's alive, but it's, oh, you know what? Look. Right here is a little tiny bud. Okay, so cool. Finally, it's done something. And agave bracteosa. Looking good. It's cute, little tiny baby. Here's another Sahara. Looks great. And then my Aloe Cameronii. This one's pretty much gone all back green. I like them when they're red, but I'm just gonna leave it. And if I cut pieces off and reset them, the pieces will turn red. So those aeoniums back there, they're right in front of a vent. They're really happy. My cat, I can see, has been digging around at the base of that pot. These little guys are looking good, but yeah, these look really good. They will go dormant soon. These aloes are still hanging in there. Aloe vera, haven't done anything with them. And then this whole section looks really good. This stuff is growing like crazy. All the plants are spreading out, taking over this area. Looks like I can trim off a few more blooms. Yeah, look at these guys are happy. That little millie I stuck there is doing good. And this, I believe this is a Portulacaria minima. And it's just doing really good right here. And underneath there is another little aloe distans. The blue elf is doing really good, looks great. Over here, this is the new area that I just did. This millie I really like this one. The flower was yellow when I bought it, but it's kind of turned into a kind of a creamy rose color. I'll have to really watch it today because yesterday is the hottest it had gotten and it was only 90 and it's going to be 100 today. And another one of so this is another Aluaudia procera that I bought down south in March. And this year I will make sure I protect this one so I don't lose it. Dickia looks good. That's my Mangave Tooth Fairy. That one's really sharp. That's more like an agave, but it is a Mangave. I have my barrel covered because I don't want to get him burned because it was in a shady greenhouse. This cutting's doing good. I don't know. I may throw a little piece of shade screen over that one today because it's going to get full sun. Here's another Dickia. Now this one has a little bit of a different bloom. It's like the bloom looks the same on the top, but it doesn't send out a big long stalk like the other ones did. My Nepalis, doing good. And then these little guys over here, let's come around. And I see the cats have been digging around in here. They messed up this ribbon as soon as I set it up. They came over and they just kicked it all around, little rascals. I've got a few things under here. So the Copper Spoons is under there. There's another Mangave, that is a Pineapple Express. And then this cool cutting under here is going to flower. So it hasn't dropped its buds. And hopefully it'll root up pretty quick because this is its growing season. And, you know, then I won't have to keep covering it forever, but I probably will this year. My Sago Palms are doing good. And I believe, yeah, this one is starting to send up a new leaf. You can see right down in the center. That is a new leaf coming in. And it looks like 3 maybe. So it'll look a little bit more full pretty soon. Here's another one of my little baby barrels. This Echeveria Sahara, you see all the red. It really took a hit over the winter. It was so cold, but all the new growth looks amazing. Nice big blooms. And my Perrier, it's not water, it's cactus. It's an agave. Agave Perrier. It's got a little pup there. I'm trying to stay out of the sun so you can see these. A little pup there. And a decent sized pup over here. So I'll let this fill in, and I may remove those pups in time, but not until they're a lot bigger. And then an Agavoides, Echeveria Agavoides. This thing is really happy and it's spreading like crazy. My Cameronii, this one's still staying red. It's nice and rooted in there. It's got a lot of pups around there, so I like this. And then another Mangave. This one is Desert Dragon. It's a little softer. It looks a little thirsty. I don't water this very often, this top part, the wagon, because most of the plants in there don't really need a lot of water. This is the mother plant to it's the Agave Filifera. And I did leave a couple pups on there. And I did notice the other day, it sent out a little runner. And so there's a pup right, there it is. So that just came off the side there, so that's funny. So this, another sago palm, is about to send up new leaves. I can see the middle part's getting taller, so those will look good. Now these echeverias, the Sahara looks great. I had that one, I think I bought that one in March. These two, a friend of mine got me at the grocery store, so they don't look great, but they will in time. And this one's got a pup sticking out here, and I think this one has pups under it too. So hopefully, if they get through this heat and then they get nice and established, they will do okay out here. But I might cover them with some shade screen, because I don't know if they can take the, you know, the 100. It's gonna be 107 tomorrow or the next day, and so we're going to get 100-degree temperatures for the next 5 days. So that's pretty much how everything's looking right now. I still haven't buried that drip line, but I will. And I need to get my wagon painted, but otherwise everything's looking good and everything's growing. A lot of the stuff I have right now, it's their growing season. The aeoniums are going to start to go dormant, but pretty much everything else is just taken off. My flower pot is really overgrown and rangy, but as long as the flowers are still, you know, coming on, I'm going to keep it like this, and then, you know, I'll tidy it up maybe later in the summer. I did lose one of my, I think those were dahlias. That one died for some reason. This one is doing really good, and it's about to send off a whole bunch of new flowers. This little thing under here, I love it. I don't remember what it's called. I bought it last year, but it gets these cool purple and white stripy little flowers. And, you know, it's another one of those that I almost killed because it was in a pot and I kept forgetting to water it. So I stuck it in here, and it's happy down in there. It's not very big, but hopefully it'll take off. But it made it through the winter, so I keep it. So yeah, that's everything. And I think it's time to go out and start cleaning in the barn, getting my morning chores done out there. I'm done with my coffee and sitting around and relaxing and watching the cats cause trouble. So don't forget to subscribe. Have a great Thursday, and we'll see you next time.